Euro Aussie. Finally, these Euro and these pound pairs, pound Kiwi, Aussie Kiwi, Euro Aussie, pound Aussie. Finally, they're breaking to the downside. This is so exciting. So let's go over this. I drew this out probably 5 days ago, and looks like it's playing out perfect. Holy. So yeah, still targeting this 163.5 area all the way down, but we'll see if we can maybe get an entry. Price is still above the 4-hour moving average, so a little bit hesitant to sell this yet, but it's way below the 1 hour, which is nice. And you can see there's actually a liquidity area being formed right here. It seems to be upholding, so might actually have a potential short here pretty quick. So I'm going to delete this line for now because we already know it's most likely on its way down. This area is still significant, so we'll keep this up here. And then as far as monthly range, I think it's way over on the monthly range. Yeah, 712. It usually does 600. So monthly ranges don't matter right now, so we'll just move these out of the way here. And then, yeah, so far today, super bullish into this area here. But based on yesterday's candle, this nice bearish, real bearish candle, all the way down, you got two big bearish daily candles in a row, which is good. But now, yeah, you can see price is coming up to this area here and struggling. So it actually just happens to be a nice whole level. So we'll mark this out. I believe it's 168.5. So we'll put this in here. And I think we might be able to sneak a short position in here. I think the only thing I want to wait for structure to break. So I don't really, once upon a time ago, old me would have taken this and just shorted it, and I think it might be okay, but the thing is, there's actually a lower liquidity area right here that's formed as well. So as much as we want to just short it off this area here, a bunch of reasons not to. So you have liquidity here, so price came down to this area, got bought up. You can see from this area here, 167.60, it's been very bullish, right? All the way back up to this zone here where we want to short it. But you can see it came all the way up, it's pulled back, and now it's created this zone here. So, you know, as far as just shorting this right away, yes, it's below the 1 hour moving average, and that's all good. And yes, it does look like it's resisting pretty hard, but it's also created this area of support. And our most recent structure is still bullish, so we don't have anything. I've really learned to hone in and just wait on, you know, be patient for the structure to change. So yes, this is rejecting heavily, and I do like a short position. It's way below the 30-minute moving average as well, but we don't have any bearish structure yet. So you really have to wait for that. Like, we only have bullish structure. If you just look at, like, from this segment here, since price, you know, found support here and came up, it's just been straight up. There's no lower lows, lower highs being formed. You can see these wicks are kind of maybe starting to form them, but you know, and even looking at this 15-minute structure here, this is a great learning lesson, you guys. You know, you see price like comes up, pulls back to this zone, finds support, and actually makes a higher high even. So like, now we have this bearish engulfing candle on the 15, which is good, and then this next candle right now is coming up and pulling back. It's closing in a minute, so this does look like it's going to break, but until this creates bear structure, so breaks this zone and then comes back up and rejects it to the downside, or rejects it to the upside, I guess. Until this creates something like this, we do not want to short this, because again, there's been significant support just at this, you know, 168 kind of 25 level. So I can actually draw this out. So I am looking to short this right away, but I want a perfect entry. I'm going to be very picky on my entries now, because I think there's no sense in taking one early when you can just wait a little bit longer and get the best one possible without losing money, and you know, by making the most amount of money. So put this to the bottom here so we can see. So this is what I'm waiting for. Let price break this 168.25 at least. I would like it to break out of this entire zone, to be honest, and then retest and then enter. And then this will be your short position. Something like this. I think the longer we can just wait and just really wait for that structure to set up and I mean, we can delete these because these lines are a little ugly now. They're hard to see things, but you know, you can see we got some nice rejection, and the rejection's great. I mean, that's step one. You want the rejection to the upside. You want this lower liquidity area being created, which it did. It created a lower one below this main one. This was the main one. Now it created a new one. So I like that. So that's all looking good. And before, what I would have done is I would have done like something like this, and then you get the best, you know, you get a really good risk to reward, and you get in probably early, but then you also have a chance, because this is creating support here, and because we only have recent bull momentum, I mean, there's a chance this, because like you got bull momentum here and you got support here, there's a chance this just blows through this and keeps going. So I don't want to risk that, and you don't need to. You have to just move this down here and wait for price to break the support. We know that it's having issues breaking 168.5 here, which is good. So check step one. Now we need it to break this area, and so it really shows us that yes, the bears are back in control, because up here we don't know for sure. We think they are, but we don't know until the price breaks this area and retests. And then we can enter our short position. We can cinch up our stop real nice and trail it if we want all the way down, and then yeah, target, you know, I would target the next section down. You can see this is an area of significance, but as far as like the next trade, you know, the next real area of support, it's further down. So I would actually target probably this area, and then see what kind of risk to reward we get out of that. I think it's pretty massive, so I would even just target the bottom of this. Puts us right at the 4-hour moving average, you know, basically just target the moving average, because if price breaks this area, which I think it will, then it's going to keep going. But so our first target can be here. I mean, that's a more conservative move. I think this is a really healthy trade here, actually. So this is probably the trade I'm going to take, and just target 167.50. I think that's huge. So I'll mark this 167.5, 167.5. So this is what I'm targeting, and yeah, we'll see how it plays out, but pretty confident in this move. So once price breaks, it's got to break this area, this 167 or 168.17. That's what I'm actually going to set my marker at. It's got to break all these wicks, so yeah, we'll set it at like 168.16. When price hits that, then I'm interested, but until then I'm not. Even though you are getting some nice rejection up here. I mean, this is really good. It's creating liquidity areas up here, and like there's a good chance it's going to come down, but you know, if we can, here we're like 50% sure, here we're like 95, so like I'll just wait, and then you can actually get a better stop loss here, because right now my stop loss would be, or yeah, stop loss, I guess. You can set your stop loss just above this area here, and you're good, and you get like a 6 you know, risk to reward, versus like here you would have to put it and you'd have to extend it to cover that zone, and then and then you're looking at this. So like you actually get a less risk to reward and a much lower probability. You go from like 50% to 90, let's say. You know, I don't know the exact probability, I'm making that up, but it is more probable for price to go down once it breaks this area than it is just to be here. So you actually get a better risk to reward, and you get better probability. So it makes sense just to hold this, just to wait for price to break this 168 kind of 16 area and retest, versus just taking it off the top here, which I do think you'd be okay to take it up here as well, but I'm gonna wait for this, and I like this idea better. So that is my take on Euro Aussie. It's nice to see this you know, this breaking back down, and seeing if, you know, we're gonna see if this trend has completely switched and this is just gonna keep heading lower and lower and lower, and we can basically ride this huge wave up. You know, all year it's been going up, maybe for the rest of the year it heads down. So you can actually see this is good. Well, you can also check back on this tomorrow, but this weekly candle, depending on how it closes, it's going to be closing, you know, bearish engulfing, which we haven't seen one of these in, you know, since like this one, I guess, here back, you know, end of May. So it could be a good sign that things are turning around for Euro Aussie here. So I'll keep you guys posted. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, and I'll see you in the next one.